honestly, I can't listen to Kendrick. I can't listen to Drake or
Really?
Kendrick. I don't have time to like deep diving into shit. I want to hear murder, mayhem, and bodies dropping on the floor, and bullets hitting ass cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, you know.
I put this on everything.
Party people.
I love this.
It's your boy
My sweats
M-A-Z.
and my clothes. What is this? I thought I told you this is my world, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, party people in the place to be. It's your boy M-A-Z. I be back.
Yes, sir.
Another day away from social media, from the people in the comment section coming at me and question, dog.
You ready for it? You said you were ready for it.
I said, yeah, man. I said I was ready for this, man. I was built for it, and here we are, annoyed.
How viral has it gone?
Dog, back to back. What's the numbers looking like? The first one we did was on the road to 200.
200,000?
Yeah.
Shit.
Then there was another one. We dropped another one a couple of days ago. Yeah, it's down there. So yeah, right there to 17,000. So that was obviously when Kendrick dropped. We was talking about. Matter of fact, let me ask you, Ricky, because you're a hip hop guy. Who won the hip hop beef between Nas and Jay?
Nas.
Okay.
Well, I mean, win is a subjective word, right? Like,
sure.
I mean,
because people say Nas won the battle, but Jay-Z won the war.
I mean, as far as what, making more money and
That's a great question.
That's a great
you know what I'm
question.
saying? Like, what does
Right.
that mean? Because people, and not just in hip hop, in life in general. Example: Floyd Mayweather, best boxer statistically, technically ever, right? Like, you know what I'm
Correct.
saying? Like, yeah, for sure, I'll say that, right?
Yeah.
Greatest ever, nah, because greatest and best are two different things, right? I mean, that's a subjective opinion.
Sure.
But with Mayweather, people always used to talk about money. Like money was like the catalyst of
Success, right?
success. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
fucking plenty of suckers make money. You know what I'm saying?
Talk
Like,
about it.
You know,
And we will.
and we
We're going to get to it. We're going
sure.
to get to it. Drake's
Yeah.
a sucker with a lot of money.
Drake's a
He
sucker
went
with
out.
a lot of
exactly.
money.
I mean, dude's a
And went
fucking
out.
cornball, and he's always been a cornball. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes like that got beat up in middle school and high school. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
just because you became popular and you know you adapted to the culture and you exploited it or culture vulture or whatever you want to call it. I mean, you know, he was popular. He's the cool kid in high school that everybody was a groupie about and stuff like that. He has some hits. I mean, I like some of Drake's music, like
Yeah.
a little, like a splash of it here and there. But
Sure.
you know, as a artist and in hip hop, I mean, the dude's a fucking cornball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
word to Jimmy.
Facts. You talking about wheelchair Jimmy?
Yeah. Word to
And
Jimmy.
that's exactly what happened to him in Degrassi too. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, no, because that's people. I think people are trying to like rewrite history and was saying like, yeah, Jay-Z won. Like Takeover was a better diss than Ether, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think you remember that.
Lyrically, if you just put it on paper and you look at the two, Takeover is a better written song.
And some people say that they say Takeover was a better diss.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ether was way more impactful.
And the emotion behind it, like the feeling behind it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ether is like, you can't beat that. You know what I mean?
Right. And I will say this too. If I won, I wouldn't later on say I got stronger after Ether. Because Jay-Z said that. Jay-Z said that in the line, not sure what song, but he said, I got stronger after Ether. But if you won, you wouldn't have said that.
Also, you know, in my opinion, I don't think that the Jay-Z Nas beef was as big as 50 and Jaws or as big as Drake's and
or Kendrick's. Yeah.
It's not even. I'd say that's like maybe the number 3 or 4, maybe 5 top beefs.
I think regional wise, like in New York, I'm sure it was
for sure.
crazy. It was like if you was outside in a tunnel, this, that, and the cool. I wasn't there. I was here in San Antonio. I bought Stillmatic, I threw it in, and then once I heard fuck Jay-Z, I was like, yo.
But you know, that beef, I don't feel like either of them lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
you know, I like Ether better than I like Takeover, but 50 and Ja, you know who won.
Clear.
You know?
It was clear.
And
Ja.
I feel like the Kendrick Drake beef is a
cool.
clear winner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
nah,
damn
I
near
hear that.
career ending, but he's almost too big to fail. Like the fans and stuff like that. It's a little over the top, man. Like to see grown men fanboying over another grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, Mazi.
I love music.
Kai, question.
It's like anytime Kendrick drops a song and it's just like, I sent you that fucking, that reel. It's like, oh wow, did you get that? Did you hear that? It's like a triple entendre. That shit kills me, man, because it's like, it ain't that deep. You know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe it is, and I'm just too dumb and not woke enough to understand it, but.
So, to bring this full circle, that's what a lot of those comments are. It's like, y'all ain't get it. Y'all don't get it.
A lot of those comments are like that. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, from beforehand, it's like we look like the Kendrick stands. But then we come from Drake's perspective on what he should do. Now we're the Drake guys. And it's just like, yo, just go look at the page at Mazi's World Official, and you can go check out the material at the OCD Creation. Sign to Mazi's World, hit the subscribe button, and watch the podcast, and you'll actually see what we talk about in context. So
that boy good.
Hey man, I try.
It's cool. Good. I love the entertainment side of it, but some dudes be getting a little extra with it, man. Like loving Drake too much or loving Kendrick too much. It's just like over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's all we got in life, Ricky.
We got mutual friends on Facebook, and so I seen this one dude, man. I'm not gonna say his name because I want to, he's always been cool and stuff like that. But he be going on every fucking post and like just talking shit about Kendrick and like sucking Drake off in the comments and shit, and just like, dude, like. Don't you got a job? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when do you have time to do this?
Like, when do you have time to do all this shit? You know what I mean? Like, I like it. I like the beef. I think it's good for hip hop. I think it's super entertaining. I mean, Kendrick just fucking destroyed Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, when I heard Meet the Grams, I was sitting in my car in Chicago, in a parking lot waiting for something, and I was just like mind blown. I'm like, yo, like, there's no recovering from this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. Like,
he literally picked them apart. Like, he peeled the layers back.
Yeah, to me, that one was a harder diss than any of the other shit. I know the commercial stuff and the
not like us and all that,
of course. I mean, the masses love that shit, but to me, Meet the Grams was like his ether.
For sure, I agree, 1000%.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I loved it, but again, I'm not that big of a fan to where it's like all I think about, and I'm gonna defend Kendrick or Drake, hard.
You got a diss record in the tuck?
Man, I got a fucking ether for San Antonio. I be wanting to drop it.
Nah, we'll get to it, man. But if you want to finish intros,
I mean, first off, that's the new one for you.
Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I appreciate the convo we just had, but I had to sit through all that to get to my Skrilla, bro. All right, I've been working hard, though. I'm tired. Just gonna let me, y'all gonna cook.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You ain't gonna let me get my hit it. Yeah, baby, catch you at El Camino on Wednesday.
Huh?
Not yet. She locked up.
Yeah, she's still locked up. Are we still shouting free?
Free P money.
P money.
No, excuse me. Free peanut.
Peanut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk soon. Lambo in here. Hi. How you doing? And then to the right of me, frequent guest.
Come on, man. Third time.
I mean,
it's been a while.
Look, like I told Fish, man, you might as well own real estate here on Mazi's World, man. You know what I mean? Get you, some property. Well, I'm sure you could buy a couple of properties here on Mazi's World.
Matter of fact, that chair right there is up for what's the running rate right now?
I'm trying to think, man. I can't think of nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Ortiz is back, man. Mr. The crypto god, entrepreneur,
on the set,
consultant.
That's a good rap name, Crypto God.
Why not?
Like Stove Gods.
Hey, Cuh-Rypt-Oh.
Yo, Cuh-Rypt-Oh.
Come on, man.
You got to be sure to add the though in crypto. Like,
I got a group chat with Ty and his wife, Destiny. Like, it's called Crip and then Toe.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Do you got the handicap logo?
It's just Crip, like Crip, and then TOE, like my foot, like
nice.
toe.
That's hilarious.
That way, when the FBI come knocking, it's like, oh, that ain't nothing.
Oh, that ain't nothing. It's just they being funny. Oh, okay, that's cute. But yeah, man. So we gonna get to the vibe.
Hey, man, let's set it off.
Slow down, West, you killing them. Same nigga used to rock Timberlands.
Them Griselda boys, West Side Gun, tough. Conway the Machine. That was Brains on the Basquiat of the Griselda Ghost mixtape, produced by Big Ghost. What up, boy? And that's what I was talking about, Ricky. That project is.
Send me that one. I don't think I downloaded it yet.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I'm late to everything, man. I'll be finding out about shit like a year later now. But yeah, it's my favorite right now, man. Griselda all around. It's been, I'd say, like a solid 5 years already.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely one of my favorites. Real quick, a question for the room. speaking of Griselda, is Griselda that good? Or is it just an old sound that we just forgot how like the hip hop sound was, and now that it's back, we cherish it more?
I've heard that a few times from several people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like mainly like people that hate like Kai. You know, I agree though. I think it is because it's
This is refreshing,
it's
right?
nostalgic. It's refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hip hop we grew up on. It's actually a little grimier. I mean, like if you really think about the level that it's at, I'd say it's like Mobb Deep. You know, reminds me of that, but grimier than that. You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
it goes way harder than that. And then like production and all that stuff. Not that Havoc is, you know, one of the goats. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But like they get that influence from him and Alchemist and you know what I'm saying? Like that style. So yeah, I mean, I think it's more nostalgia, but it's also hard, man. I mean, Conway and Benny is like
monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters. Like
I think we just miss hearing rap like that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it resonates a little stronger than I can't listen to. I can't. And back to the Drake and Kendrick shit. Like I can't listen to Kendrick. I can't listen to Drake or Kendrick. I just can't fuck with it, man. It's like all the weird changing voices and all that shit. Maybe I'm just not sophisticated enough to appreciate all the quadruple entendres and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of corny to me, honestly.
Damn.
I'm sorry if I offended.
Like the super rap nerd shit. See, now you sound like Ty too, because Ty and Kai said the same thing. Like when it comes to rap nerds, that's like does like the triples and the quadruple entendres. Or
it's cool, it's dope. Don't get me wrong, but the last time I really liked Kendrick was when he dropped that fucking power. What's the fucking song he did that pissed everybody off? No, the one he pissed everybody off. I just forgot the one where he did with Jay Electronica and Big Sean.
Oh, the control verse.
Control,
the control verse. Yeah.
Control. That's the last. I think after that, because he had completely changed up his style and he stopped.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, to Pimp a Butterfly, and then it was like, all right, man, like I don't have time to like be deep diving into shit. I want to hear murder, mayhem, and fucking bodies dropping on the floor, fucking bullets hitting ass cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to,
Hey, that's very specific, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, you like what you like, dog.
So you on that boss man D-Lo shit?
It's just
Walk from school. Good shot.
Yo, Boss Man, he dropped a new album, but
Who cares?
D-Lo Curry.
Man went on ESPN for that shit, bro.
That's a hell of a rollout. This man got on ESPN.
I respect that, but I can't listen to no boss man.
I'm cool, man. I'll stick with Griselda.
I like the aggressive shit.
Grown man rap.
I like Griselda. I like grown man rap.
Grown man rap. That's what I call it. Yeah,
but to what you're saying though, Mazi, I do think it's a mix of both. That it's the lack of this being popular, so it becomes a matter of like you're almost in an exclusive club liking this as opposed to everything that's popular. You know what
exactly.
Also with the age gap, I mean, I don't really think a lot of like younger kids are listening to Griselda. Honestly, I think it's 30. It's a 30 and up thing.
30 and up crew. You know, you'd be surprised because I asked my daughter, like, do any of the kids in her high school know about Griselda? There's like a handful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And she said they're all, and she said, and they're all clicked up. She's like, they're like the only small, like, niched fans of like Griselda.
And they probably have their dads around that listens to the shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's a great point.
So shout out to all the Griselda pops out there. You know what I'm saying? All the Griselda dads. Straight it down. Shout out to my Griselda merch brothers too. D-Ma, Frank, what up?
Yeah, that's a whole nother combo too. That in itself is a group.
Oh, the merch kids? Like myself? Yeah. All right, man. What we at today, man?
So, all right, man. So let's catch up with Ricky, man. The last time he was here, you were with Karen?
Yes.
Karen V.
Yeah, we did a thing with Karen. Yeah,
for sure. Big fan of her videos.
Yeah, what up?
I know you sold some things. Let's get to it.
Sold a couple things.
Flipped a couple of properties.
We'll get to that, you know what I'm saying?
Flipped a couple businesses.
Less stress.
Yeah.
Less drags. Pause.
Yeah, I was just tapped out, man. I was done. I was like, we were killing it with Ike Chula, and it was great, man. It was busy. And I think it was like March, and I had a packed fucking house, man. It was like, a few hundred people, and then another 60, 70 people waiting in line, probably like
outside.
a 3-hour wait for brunch and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember like thinking to myself, I'm like, cool, fuck this. I'm like,
I had enough.
I told my guy that I brought in, as a partner or whatever. I told him like, yo, we're selling this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna hit my guy up. I know a broker that can sell it. I'm like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, this is cool. I've proven that I can open up a spot on the gay strip in a community that I have no affiliation with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get it popping. You know what I mean? I had this shit packed when, dude, Luther's never made money like that. You know what I'm saying? No knock to the ownership or anything like that. He was a nice guy and whatever, but, they never made no money like that.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, they never had more than 50 people in their spot unless it was like the Fiesta Parades or something like that or the Pride Parades or whatever. But when we got it popping, it was cool. It was great. But I knew 3 months into opening that when we started getting super busy that I didn't love it and I was out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just didn't like I didn't like the situation. I didn't like the headaches that restaurants come with. And so I was like, let's put it up. We got good numbers. Whoever wants it can take it. And we found a buyer within just like a month and a half who I met. He's actually a really nice guy. And it turns out he's the guy that actually ended up buying Bessemer as well, right?
So that's 2.
Yeah, so he bought 2 for me. So which was, great, man. I mean, I think, I'm still involved to an extent, with just consulting, you know what I'm saying? Like being there when he needs me, call me if he has anything he needs to bounce off me or whatever. He'll vent to me, I'll vent to him, stuff like that. Headaches of restaurateur shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was it. That was honestly it. The Bessemer scenario, there was nothing wrong with Bessemer at all. I think I kind of just got the bug in me of like, okay, I sold one, let me sell another, because I think at the peak I had like 90 employees. Right? And that sounds crazy, but it's really fucking crazy. Like, it's like, when you really think about it, like weekly payroll collectively between all the businesses combined is like $30,000, $40,000 average. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The monthly taxes, like, the comptroller, the, property taxes, like you name it, like just the cost of running businesses on that level.
Right.
And being, a really small crew. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I was like, and it kind of, the whole point of the thing that we'll get into in a minute, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it made me realize like I wasn't working smarter. I was working harder. You know what I mean? Like I had this bug in my mind for a couple years thinking that I was big shit and that I can do anything, which I can.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because opening those businesses, to me, though they were successful and I gave it my touch and, did my thing with it. And the fact that I was able to sell it so fast too, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great. It's almost unheard of. You know what I'm saying? It's not a common thing to be able to open up a business and sell it less than a year. It's not that common.
It's kind of unheard of, man, to be honest with you.
So, but my whole story is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be cocky about it, but how many people can get it popping and do all this shit that I've done in 4 years off a fucking food truck? The image that I give off to people, to people around me that work with me and stuff like that, I feel like I've been a big influence to them in a good way and a bad way.
Absolutely.
Because, and I've seen people jump into scenarios that they shouldn't have jumped into, you know what I'm saying? And when I think about myself, I'm like, I shouldn't have jumped into those scenarios. I shouldn't have opened up 2 more restaurants. I should have just stuck with El Camino, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because had I just done that, I'd be thinking a lot, right? I'm in my mind. I'm like, man, this is cool. I've seen success. I've done things that, people with my background shouldn't be able to do, usually don't have the opportunities to do. And cool, pat myself on the back, right? But when I really think about it, I'm like, man, had I never done any of these things and only did El Camino and invested my money instead of expanding my operation, I'd be mega rich. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's crazy, because I know we're going to get into investing and stuff like that. I feel like you just, observing you as a person and knowing you for a little bit, I feel like you push yourself even further. It's like, okay, I did this. What can I do next?
Pretty much.
Why not do 2? You know what? Why not do 3? If I did 2 and then both of these are popping, why not do 3? You know what? Why not do 4 with perfect tenor?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, okay, wait, let me take a step back. After you feel like you've accomplished everything and you're like, okay, I did all I can do. Maybe I need to take a step back. And it's just like, yeah, what more can you do, Ricky? Sometimes you gotta, chill out for a second and, look at the field.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, man, because like Mazi said, no, we know you obviously on a personal level, but knowing what you weathered to keep all this shit afloat, right? Because you talked to us behind the scenes and all that.
Right.
Was there ever a sense of like, I don't want to sell?
I'd say with Chula, no. I was pretty okay with letting that go because I don't like restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like
You said that a lot.
I don't like them. They're
Yeah.
not. It's way different than a food truck. It's way different than a food truck park. There's a lot more moving pieces to it, and I like Tender. I like Perfect Tender because I have a really good crew there. Cody, Chris, my mom.
Shout out to the crew at Perfect
You know what I'm saying?
Tender, for sure.
David, all the guys, everyone at Perfect Tender makes my life easy and has not been a stress to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chula had an amazing team in the kitchen. My cousin Ephraim ran the kitchen. No headaches there, not a single one ever, right? The front of house was a fucking nightmare, man. And then also being on the strip, understand the community and all that stuff, it was just too much, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what, this ain't my vibe, man. I'm not like, I'm not even a social person to begin with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like talking my shit, making my jokes, you know what I'm saying? If people watch, cool. If not, you know, whatever. But I'm not like, I don't got a lot of people around me in my personal circle, you know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
we don't even kick it every day, but y'all are like, I probably talk to y'all more than I talk to anybody. You know what I mean?
Facts, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but yeah, man, there was no second guessing selling Chula. Selling Besame, I had a lot of second guesses because it was more of a passion project for me. Like, you know, my brother lived to like 1 block away from Besame. Like on Grayson. He lived on Grayson. When he was killed, what do you call it? Like the next day, we went to go get his cat from his apartment, and the El Camino was parked up front. You know what I'm saying? It was literally 1 block away. You could see his apartment from Besame.
Wow.
So it was cool to me to be able to do something on the street that he was at.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then like also he was a cocktail fan. He used to go to the Modernist frequently, and that's right across the street
Right
from
across the
Besame.
street.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do a craft cocktail bar and do the food truck park and all that. So letting it go was a little difficult. You know what I'm saying? I did have my doubts, and I still do a little bit. But at the same time, I have things in the works that are bigger than anything I've ever done. And I'm taking my time with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're you know, another food truck park, but on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know, just got things lined up, man. And the food truck park platform, to me, do that shit with my eyes closed. You just need a good crew to run the bar and somebody to upkeep the property, and then you got to pick good trucks. I like the headache of picking trucks. I love working with small businesses, helping them grow. When you look at what I've done, you know, I've built Pete's Hot Chicken. You know what I'm saying? Cevicheto. I've worked with, you know, great trucks like, you know, El Remedio, you know what I'm saying, who went brick and mortar. Cevicheto went brick and mortar. Pete's Hot Chicken went brick and mortar. Bus and Q went brick and mortar, even though they closed, you know, last week. But,
Oh, damn.
you know what I'm saying? Like, a bunch of them have been super successful, and I'm not taking the credit for all their success. I'm just saying, like, they came to the park.
You were the
know what I'm saying?
catalyst.
Like,
You
I
were
was
the
the catalyst
catalyst,
for the move. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the exception of Cevicheto had knocked down to 1 truck. They had 2. He had, I think, 2, and then 1 closed down, and then he had 1 on Couples. Pete's, no one knew who Pete's was before they went to El Camino. You know what I'm saying? They went from making $200-$300 a day to making $80K in a month. You know what I mean? Like you know, we went hard on the marketing, and every connection that I had, I introduced them, and then they took it and ran with it, and they became successful. You know what I'm saying?
sure,
And then they went on, and they did their thing. And now they're in Southtown, and they're looking for a second location and all that stuff.
Nice.
Remedio, you know, they parked with us for about a year, you know what I mean? And then they went and did their brick and mortar, and were super successful with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they were, to me, Remedio is like the OG, you know, food truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a massive following and stuff like that. So they did a lot of that on their own. Like, there was
Right.
that was more of a big mutual benefit. They helped launch, you know, El Camino initially, you know what I'm saying, when we had got started. Anyway, when you look at what I've done in the scene, it's like, that's really what I love doing, man. I love finding, you know, them diamond in the roughs, you know what I'm saying? Like, Los Huellas de la Asada is like my favorite fucking truck ever. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
you've been pushing them
You
for
know,
a minute, yeah.
My sister's elotes, like, I've never had an elote better than that. You know what I mean? So
Naomi, what up?
Facts.
Facts.
Shout out to Cuh-Rypt.
the aguas frescas she makes are like
Well,
best in the
my
city.
bad. She's not the the fucking
No,
corn.
she's a fucking hood rat. I'm just kidding. She's not. She's not for the streets. But
Although she did post a video the other day of her as the Virgin Mary. Supposedly, in her words, she was upset because people kept calling her the Virgin Mary. But
yeah. Oh, she kind of looks like her.
dead ass. She was wild.
But yeah, man, I think that's my passion is you know, building businesses, like helping people come up, find their way, you know what I'm saying, and give them the tools to be successful, and they got to do the work, you know what I mean? Like, I never worked a day in one of these trucks. They're the ones that did all the hard work, you know what I'm saying? But you know, having the
You're just coaching
experience and coaching them. Like,
direction.
you know, the ones that have listened are the ones you see like
They
really,
took off.
really taking off. You know what I mean?
Word.
I've told this to everybody, and sometimes it sounds like being a hater. Like I don't want to see you do a restaurant and stuff like that. But I always tell them like the restaurant is not everything it seems to be. Like, yes, you can make more money in a restaurant, a lot more money than a food truck. You know what I'm saying? Because you got more seats, you got more space. If you decorate your place badass, then you create the ambiance and stuff like that, right? But people don't. We're not all good at math. So if you make $100K in a restaurant, you know, you got to factor in all your rent, your utilities. You got way more staff. You got back of house, front of house, more maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time it's all said and done, you know, now I understand why they say like the margins for restaurants are terrible, and usually it's under 10%, between 10 and 20%. But a lot of them run under 10%, especially if you don't sell alcohol and you got a small space and your rent's high and all that stuff. It's not good, man. It's honestly a big bank take little bank type of structure. You know what I'm saying? And I be talking my shit sometimes, and I know it probably goes over people's heads, or just they just don't even know about that industry enough to even give a shit about what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
But like landlords be playing tenants all the fucking time. People be talking shit about me like, oh, you know, El Camino rent is too high or whatever, right? But reality, dude, fucking landlords tax that ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Like 10, 15,000 in rent plus triple nets, which is taxes and maintenance fees and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they will like rob you blind. You know what I mean? Like they take all your money.
And I think people have to do their homework when it comes to, you know, renting, getting these spaces. And I know, like you said, a lot of the people's goals is to start from a food truck and then obviously get a brick and mortar.
To me, it just seems the easy cause. Logistically, a food truck is the way to go. Because shit don't pan out wherever you at, you move.
You just move.
Right? As opposed to a brick and mortar, like, you stuck there for however long it is. So, like, in your opinion, Ricky, like, what's the appeal? Is it like the American dream type situation?
Exactly. You hit it on the fucking head.
Yeah.
And you answered the whole question for me. I mean, it's all of that. It's the appeal of having your own business and having that brick and mortar, I think, in people's minds, that they don't really analyze the dream, and they don't really think about all of the ups and downs and the potential, you know, downfalls, pitfalls, you know what I'm saying? Like all the potential issues that can come with doing that type of business. You know what I'm saying? They just think, I'm a restaurant owner, I'm big shit. For some reason, the food and beverage scene, like the owners get more like recognition. People know restaurant owners more than they know. Like you don't know the owner of an HVAC company, do you? You know what I'm saying? Like really, do you know any? Like
that's true.
You know the owner of an electric company or anything like that, right? Any trade skills and stuff like that. Like not that common.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like not that common to like think of somebody, but if I go up in somewhere or whatever, be like, oh, you own El Camino? Like everybody fucking knows it because we eat every day, right?
Right.
You might hire an electrician once in like every 5 years or something like that, but you go out to eat often. So if you meet an owner, that stands out to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We go to the same places. We fall in love with food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you love, you know, your chicken spots. You go to Pete's, you go to Tender, you go wherever else you go.
Facts.
Because it becomes nostalgic for you. It becomes, you know.
Just fire.
Just fire. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
It's something you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, you know, it's different, man. And I think that I feel like that whole type of mentality is in ownership as well on the business side of it. People think that like opening the restaurant is the whole reason why we do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, and the way things are changing in the world, all that shit's out the window, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you can really negotiate your lease and every aspect of your deal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause I was
like
about to
you
say
got
that
to be
too.
a hustler, man. Like you have to really know your shit. You can't rely on these commercial real estate agents because half of them don't give a fuck. Like real estate agents be fucking up the game because they don't really care about what your deal ends up being. They're not going to tell.
They're trying to make a sale.
They're just trying to make the sale, get the commission. The higher the rent, the more the commission, because the commission is a percentage of the rent, right? So it's a fat stack too, man. I mean, when I signed on one deal, I'm not gonna call a dude out or anything like that, but I signed a piece of paper and a dude made $45,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm in the wrong business. What am I doing?
And I reached out. I'm the one that reached out with. I'm the one that negotiated every aspect of the lease.
Yeah.
The dude didn't do anything but sit on a phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like my kind of gig.
So I'm not knocking him, man. He's a real cool guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not knocking the hustle, man. Like I respect it, like
For
big
sure.
time. But as a consumer, as somebody who's the one that's paying the bill, it opened my eyes more to see that this whole game is just fucking rigged. It's no different than any other game. You know what I'm saying? It's just people, you know, you got to watch your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to take it from you. You know what I mean? Like, and if it's not them, then it's going to be the contractors that build out your space. It's going to be the staff that steals your food. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Customers that complain about everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really difficult game to be in. And to kind of backtrack a little bit, food trucks to me are going to be the new wave of the future, because as things change and the political landscape and the economics and, you know, everything that we're going through with our money changing and going more digital and the blockchain and people working less and AI coming and taking all the jobs, there's not going to be, like, the point of entry is so fucking high. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, if you really wanted to open up a restaurant, I'd say it's a very large variable in the number of what it can be. But let's just say conservatively, you need $150K to open up a restaurant. If it's a second gen, if it already has a kitchen and has a lot of shit, right? You got to do a remodel, call it $150K. In a food truck, dude, you could buy a food trailer used for $35K, $40K, $50K. You know what I mean? Get open tomorrow, you know, go find a spot to park and make money. If you dump $150K in a property, you lose that money if you go out of business. That's true. And you need more than that, because you need to be able to last. You need to have reserves to survive for the year, because just because you open a restaurant doesn't mean that you're going to be able to cover the rent. Doesn't mean you're going to make customers.
True.
You know, Skrill said it. Like, if things don't work out at a spot, move.
Right.
You know what I mean? You own the trailer, you own the truck. If things don't work out at all and you just figure that you're not cut out for this, or it's not working out the way that you thought it was, sell the trailer. It's it's easier to sell a trailer than it is to sell a business.
And that's so crazy, because in LA, really, like California, like Compton and other spots like that, people have food trucks in front of their houses.
Yeah.
And they just pop up a shop and they're like, yo, pull up to the crib. And they trapping right out the front door, whether it's barbecue, whether it's chicken, whatever.
The food truck just seems like the most sensible way to make some bread. You know what I mean? It just seems like it's the whole American dream. This is my establishment. And I just think that shit is dying. It's been dead. You know
It's dying.
Yeah.
It's dying little by little. It's dying a slow death. And, you know, I don't know how many it is, but I know there's been more bankruptcies in the last couple of years than there's ever been probably in the history of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably since the Great Depression or something like that. It's a high number.
Wow.
But that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, the PPP loans and the COVID spike and the stimulus, is everybody thought, it was like, even me, it's like, I'm from that era, right? Like, I started in 2020, and it's like open businesses. And then reality hits, right? Now it's like, this is the real economy. This is what we were experiencing in 2018, 2019. People like to make up these stories like Trump's economy was the greatest. Like, nah, like, the restaurants were closing then too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, we have selective memory.
Right, exactly.
You know? Yeah. But, you know, anyway, the food truck platform, it's safer. There's a lot of stuff to go over in that, you know, like, I need to start making more content and stop fucking around with, like, you know, memes and reels and shit. But, you know, but people were asking, they still ask me for advice all the time. People message me all the time asking for tips and stuff like that. To dumb it down, if you get a truck, you really want to try food, start as a pop-up. Save yourself the money. If you got thousands and thousands of dollars to spend, buy yourself a badass pop-up, go do the farmers markets, go set up at, you know, spots where there's foot traffic, go to Austin, do events, right?
Yeah.
See if you can do that. If you can make money in a pop-up, then go to a food truck. And if you can make money in a food truck and you really, really fucking love it and you got a brand that you believe in and you're making tons of money, then yeah, sure, maybe try the brick and mortar, but you got to be crazy. You got to be super careful with the negotiations on that. But back to the food truck, find a place to park that's good, because people be buying food trucks and, like, parking in Southtown in some random ass fucking building where there's nothing else around, or parking on the west side or something like that. And it's fucking hard, man. Like, you know, I'm one of the ones that did that when I was on the strip. When I was on the St. Mary Strip in the middle of the pandemic, nothing was open. You know what I'm saying? So I got it popping with Holy Smoke, and there was no businesses open all around. You know what I mean? But that's because I knew how to market. Right. I was doing that shit myself. Right. It was about 8 months into business that I hired Oscar, you know, my previous marketing guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I built Holy Smoke myself. You know what I mean? And then I hired for help, had somebody come in and help with the content to take that off my plate and all that. But that's the part that people miss. They just because you open the business doesn't mean you're gonna make money. You gotta, like, you know, push the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not LA. You know what I mean? We're not Austin. We're not Phoenix. We don't have that type of food culture to where you can walk out the crib and then, like, you know, you go a block over and there's a badass food truck. No, you got to drive. You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Everything here is a destination. It's not like it is in LA or Chicago or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, man. My last point to just some, what you got going on here in the future.
Last time we talked, he was definitely going to do El Camino 2.
Yeah, man, that's still in the works. I mean, I got a deal working right now that, I can't give details on, but, if I do another one, it'll be in San Antonio somewhere.
Okay.
I'm trying to do something downtown in the Project Marvel area
I was about to ask you.
Southtown. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Because downtown is gonna change.
Yeah, but man, that's all hype. Like that goes back to the same shit what I talked about. People have selective memory and things weren't that great a long time ago. Like it's the same thing's gonna happen. There's gonna be the realtors, the landowners and the realtors are already sending out them fucking pamphlets, all Project Marvel and the fucking Mission Stadium. Dog, no one gives a fuck about minor league baseball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you don't fuck with the chanclas?
like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, cool. It's going to be all right, like, for tourism and all that stuff or whatever, but it's fucking hype. It's going to take a year to 2 years to break ground, right? And then from breaking ground, it's going to take another year to 2 years to complete the project. And it's going to take another year for foot traffic to really pick up. So that part of downtown where the Mission Stadium is coming, it's going to be 4 or 5 years before you even see any sort of real change in that neighborhood, right? So if I was assigned today and buy something down there or lease something down there and I get sold on the dream, right? I need to be down there because they're doing Project Marvel. Dude, Project Marvel's going to take 15 years. It's going to take a long fucking time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they told me Broadway was supposed to be done in a year. Here we are fucking 3 years later, and they just barely opened up Broadway. They fucking killed my business 80%. You know what I'm saying? So I got my shit to say about, how the city's ran with the city management and stuff like that and development services. But I don't really get excited about hype. It's going to be great. Don't get me wrong. I think San Antonio is going to change. In 20 years from now, maybe we'll catch up to, Austin or the bigger cities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of the OG locals like to say, "Oh, Austin sucks," and blah 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 blah. Like, we like nice shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I like going to Austin because they got better restaurants, they got better bars. We have great ones.
Shout out to Eureka.
Eureka's fine. I ain't gonna lie.
We have great restaurants here. I'm not saying that they're all better.
You're right.
Amazing restaurants here.
Shout
right?
out Mexican Manhattan. Wait, no, they're dead. They're dead. Never mind. Damn, never mind. They're dead, dog. They're dead. My bad.
So
Fire.
I'm planning on. I'll just say it because it's in the works. It's gonna take a few months, but planning on selling Tender as a franchise.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, what we got in the bank?
Yeah, what it look like?
Like how much to buy it?
All right, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk
No,
off
I
air.
was just
Don't worry
saying,
about
like
it.
straight up, like what the plan is going to be. I'm going to sell the restaurant because I
Okay.
don't want to operate no more. Right? I'll consult. We'll give you the keys. You run it, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But usually franchise fees are somewhere around. It depends. McDonald's is like $1 million. You know
Of
what
course,
I mean?
yeah.
You can get into smaller franchise and stuff like that. Like probably be somewhere around $50,000 just for the fee. But then that's not including the build out, the construction,
Right.
all the plans, getting open, staffing, everything, right? Like, that's going to be the regular cost of opening the restaurant. But to use the Perfect Tender name, get the menu, get the cheese, get the marketing, get all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like 50 racks, and then you get the keys to success.
Look at you, man.
This man about to turn into Ray Kroc, bro.
Yo,
That's what's up.
I ain't gonna lie, Ricky. You inspiring a lot of people out here, man, including myself, man. Congratulations, dog, on all the success you've been having, man.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Nah, man, just,
Do you take a firm?
You do payments on the firm.
Nah. All right,
Okay,
bet.
Lorna, no?
Bet.
man, it's just, just gotta. I got kids, man. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'd be thinking about it too. Like, why am I like this? And it's probably a mental illness and, ADHD. Like, definitely some hardcore fucking mental problems. You know what I'm saying? But
it could be worse, man.
it could be worse. I could be a bum. You know what I mean? Like, so I used to be one back in the day. I mean, it just clicked one day. You know what I mean? And
You're
then
just like, you know what? I'm gonna just open some businesses, man. And
I think it's trauma related, honestly, because it was when my brother got killed. Like, for sure. When that shit happened, like, it was like, I'd say about 3 months in, it was a click. It was like, all right, I'm gonna go work at the strip club and I'm gonna learn the bar business a little bit and I'm gonna open up my own shit and I'm gonna keep his memory alive type thing. And then when I met my wife, it was like everything just started falling into place. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just like I just ran with it. Like, it was just, now I just can't turn it off.
fellas, you hear that? Fellas, you hear that? Pay attention.
But she was also like in the food and beverage.
She was my liquor rep.
There you go. Right. Like,
Yeah. She was my liquor rep, and I was doing my thing, man. I mean, I was like, serial dater. I mean, I was probably seeing like 7 girls at one time.
Okay.
Like, and then
Shout out to
Ricky
them.
was on the prowl.
I'm just kidding, Miss Ortiz.
nah,
Right.
she knows the stories, man. I tell her all. Like we talked about this openly. She's beautiful. Like she's had her, dudes fucking, bothering her and shit 3 o'clock in the morning when we met.
So I gotta ask, not to be, in your business. Nah, like
yeah,
that. So what was the moment where you were like, she's the one?
when I had to choose between a few.
Good answer.
I told her this shit the other day. I told her this story though.
Yeah.
Okay, so my boy Rob was in the strip club.
Yeah.
And he was my bar back at the time. Now he's a manager and stuff like that. He's been there for a while. And he's like my closest guy in there. When we were there, it was like he was the one that you click up with, right?
For sure, yeah.
And I was seeing a girl, and she was gorgeous, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cool, whatever. But it just wasn't a good fit because it was like, okay, you've been here for a while, like you don't really got nothing going for yourself.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then I met Jess, and the conversation almost immediately came up because I didn't even pursue her; she pursued me. You know what I'm saying? Like she
Talk
was
about
like,
So you would catch.
yeah, pretty much, man. And I was a little more handsome back then. I mean, that was 8 years ago, so I mean, I've aged a little bit, but anyway, she would come and talk, and we were talking or whatever, and then like I just ignored it. I just ignored it. It was just business. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, cool. Show me your bottles. We'll buy, we don't want this. Your liquor sucks. We'll take it. We'll help you out. Whatever.
Right.
But then she came back, and then we talked for like 9 hours. So it was like that day.
Oh, wow.
We were sitting at the bar and talking for like 9 hours, and then like I remember going to the back because I had to do my closeout, and I asked Rob, I'm like, yo, like if you had to choose between this one, and this one, which one will you choose? He's like, the liquor rep. I'm like, I feel that. Like I felt the same thing. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just clean cut. Like, there's no drama associated with it, man. It's just like it felt right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it worked out.
That's
So
what's
here we
up.
are.
No, it definitely worked out. Look
That's
at you.
what's
You
up,
got a
man.
beautiful family.
Yep.
You got a successful business. And the crazy thing is too, because you're really family oriented too. And I think that's what makes it dope too. Like
And
you
the
really-
times we've met her, man, she down for the cause,
Oh,
bro.
man.
She's like the most down person I've ever met. Don't get me wrong, in the past I've had a couple good relationships where people were always supportive and stuff like that, but she takes it to another level, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, and I think that was the key, for me when I was choosing my path, right?
Yeah.
It could have gone this way, but I already knew what it would have been. Had I would have went that path, it would have been short-lived. It might have been a year or two, and then, they keep doing what they're doing. They want their attention on the internet and showing off their bodies and doing all that shit. Jess has always been like a very like I don't know, just somebody you'd make a wife, you know what I'm saying? Like
For
somebody
sure.
that you build a family with and build a business with and a future with, you know what I mean? And like to me, like, I get fed all the Instagram reels of like, being a good dad and like, the whole nuclear family, like, having a good wife and all that stuff. Like, dude, she gets down, man. Like she's helped me do all of this. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up,
Like
man.
the kids, taking care of the family, taking care of the house, taking care of me, taking care of the businesses, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't need to have another job. She's fucking got a ton on her plate, helping me build everything that we built for the last 4 years. But, I don't think that type of stuff is possible if you don't have the right partner, right? Like,
Talk
would
about
you
it.
be doing this if you didn't have Laura? You know
Absolutely
what I'm saying?
not.
Like, it takes like that, I was a hustler before I met Jess, and I've always been a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my entire adult life.
For sure.
And I, making money and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like being structured and being able to continue being successful. I feel like having the right partner and having someone that supports you on that high level, like takes it to, places that you never even dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? I shared
Yeah.
that fucking Scarface video the other day. Cause I mean, if you listen to that Scarface reel, like that is literally me.
I got no education. But that's okay. I know the street. And I'm making all the right connections. With the right woman, there's no stopping me.
Yeah.
That boy Ricky, when that boy saw that and said, hold on. Look,
said,
it's at the beginning. You clipped that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
did.
pinned.
Yeah, he pinned it.
Come on,
Oh
man.
man, of course he pinned it.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, Ricky says
But
based on a true story.
It's the truth, man. It's the
Yeah.
fucking truth. I talked to my boy the other day, my crypto influence. They put me on since way back in the fucking day. You know what I mean? When Bitcoin was $800 and Ethereum was $80 or, shit like that. Chainlink
Yeah.
was fucking 70 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked and it's like, yo, like dudes with our backgrounds that have fucked up as much as we have, you know, from street shit, prison, fucking trouble, legal system, you know what I'm saying? Just being a fucking mess to be able to be where we are now is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'm a clown. Like I talk a lot of shit and I come off like a cornball sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like when dudes hate me, they'll talk shit because it's like you don't take when you look at me, you don't really take me for that kind of guy no more, right? Like I'm pretty calm and collected, and you make my jokes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know my background, dude. I got no fucking education. I never passed the 9th grade. I repeated the 9th grade 5 times. I dropped out. I got multiple felonies. I got, you know what I'm saying? Like terrible. I had terrible credit back then. You know what I mean? Like the come up, you know, was tough. You know what I'm saying? My parents weren't really able to help me until later on, like way, way, way later, you know what I'm saying, into my, you know, adult life. You know what I mean? Like everything that I built to that point, like was, you know, on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I was 19, 20 and I started getting it, you know what I mean? Like, and I did the valet company and I was, you know, making a shit ton of money and stuff like that. Like did that, you know, solo. You know what I'm saying? When it changed was when I had a real family structure. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had my wife and we had our family, then the support changed. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad was in a different place in life at that time. So when I was like, yo, like I got money, I want to do this. Cool. Let me help you a little bit. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like when we all came together is when things got really good. When I was a teenager and my parents were separated, I wasn't talking to my dad, and you know, I was a rebel and fighting with my mom all the time and leaving and not, you know what I'm saying, not around and in the streets fucking around. Like life was a fucking mess. Yeah, I was getting money and I was doing my thing, but you know, it wasn't structured. It wasn't anything to be proud of. You know what I mean?
Right.
It seems like longevity wasn't in abundance. Money might have been back then
But we
in the
talk about
streets, but when you talking longevity,
family structure, like
that wasn't around too much.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, you could grow up. I guess it helped me grow up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Let's get to it, man.
Speaking of boom, I know you're talking about booming,
Something's
man.
booming.
Crypto.
Crypto again, dog. We back. I mean, not saying that it never dropped off, but
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
It quiet down now. Here we are again.
Dog, last night I was up to like 2:30, bro. I was on ChatGPT and I put, yo, explain crypto to me like I'm 5 years old. That's what I put.
Yeah.
And I read it and I still didn't really get it.
Because
It's a deeper. It's pretty deep, man.
So I hear this. Of course, there's the New World Order theory, right? And I hope we don't get flagged. You know,
Let's start there.
So
Go ahead.
there's the New World Order theory, right? Where everything's going to be one currency based, which is, you know, the one coin or currency then that's when the whole cryptocurrency talk kind of came in. And then now it's like.
So since I was a kid, and I grew up, you know, as a teen in my late teens, you know, and 20s around like Wes and Stitch and Vandal and all them guys, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and then I've seen Loose Change and I've seen all these conspiracy videos, and you know, they were big on that whole, you know, all them theories is like, you know, the one income for the world, one world income, you know, one world government, all the Illuminati shit, all the Mob Deep stuff, Nas, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like, I grew up with that whole influence.
That's exactly we all.
I think we're all in that same range, age range, especially to where we had a lot of that stuff fed to us. You know what I'm saying? And those things. And I think that my opinion on it now, like, are there groups that control the world? Absolutely,
absolutely.
Because there's groups that control music, right? And
Correct.
there's groups that everybody clicks up. Bums click up, and rich people click up.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So. That's not surprising to me, and I don't even think it's a conspiracy. There are groups of people that we will never know of that probably run, you know, these guys, and then these guys run this, and then they run entertainment and whatever, right? Money and everything that we have, to me, it's like we're in the build and destroy phase. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole one of the conspiracies, right? Build and destroy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and every civilization has had that. You know what I'm saying? You have a system. The system has reached its point, you know, to its ending point, and now it's time for a new one. You know what I mean? Like, you know, before money was backed by gold, and then, you know, that was the dollar was way too strong. People were broke, and they were complaining about that, so they had to make a fiat currency, and then the fiat currency was deflationary, so you can make more of it. You could print it. You know what I'm saying? And it was basically an unlimited printing machine. But now we're towards the end of that. I don't know what the breaking point is. There's theories on it, like, you know, when the deficit gets to like 50 trillion, that we'll see something break and the bubble will burst and all that stuff.
50
you know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, hold on.
You know,
That's a crazy number.
but we're at 36 now. I don't know where we're at today, but Anyway, that's all it is, man. It's just time for a new system to come in. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where cryptocurrency is coming in.
And that's where the technology comes in, blockchain technology. All it is an open ledger of transactions. Okay, so I'll try to dumb it down, and I'm not the most savvy, most articulate person when it comes to like the fancy words and all the lingo and tech stuff, man. I'm a fucking hood rat at heart, but I understand fucking economics, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I understand supply and demand, and I know basic fucking math, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually really good at fucking basic division and multiplication, grams, ounces, all them stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I cook,
you cook.
Briskets.
You cook, briskets and chicken breasts and all that.
Yeah, I know meat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. You got to cut the strip, you got to weigh it, you know what I'm saying? And then, for sure.
I sold it by the pound, man, you know what I'm saying? I had to have a
word to Holy Smoke.
I had motherfuckers come to Holy Smoke with scales and be like, motherfucker, weigh a brisket in front of me. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, he's like, yo, my shit's 2 ounces off. I'm like, I got you, dog.
I got you, dog. Yeah, ain't nothing here. Just get a couple slices, couple off the top. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, man. So all it is technology. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It's way more than that. But to dumb it down, it's technology for money, for currency, transactions, and a lot more. Smart contracts, oracles, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But basically, if you really think about it, like every aspect of our life, right? Like sending money. Okay, yeah, you got PayPal and you got Cash App and all that stuff, but that's still in the old system, in the old, tech. You know what I mean? It's expensive to do it. It takes time. If you want to wire money, there's limits on Venmo. You can only send $1,000 a day or something like that, or whatever.
Right.
$1,500 is the max, right? If I want to send a $10,000 wire, it's going to cost me $5 or $10 plus. It's going to take a day. You know what I'm saying, to get there, or like the same business day or whatever. But it takes time. And then cash. They used to say like Bitcoin is the drug, what do they say? Like the drug dealers, money laundering and all that stuff. Maybe at one point, maybe people have money laundered on it for sure. You know what I'm saying? But when you really think about it, have you ever bought any drugs with fucking digital currency? Because if you do, you're stupid as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told all my boys that were still doing their thing, like way back when Venmo came out and Zelle, be like, yo, you're a fucking idiot. Like, why would you be like, you know what I'm saying, moving packs and like getting, fucking Venmo'd your shit. Like you can see it, it's right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna explain that?
Yo, shout out to the rapper. I ain't gonna say his name, but shout out to the rapper that I saw his story. That man put a screenshot of his Cash App, and he said, it's jumping today or something.
Oh my God.
Like wow. It wasn't hard to decipher, but that's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild, man. People are,
survival
of the fittest, man. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, when you really think about government control and all that stuff, my conspiracy theory is that like the CIA or somebody big like Elon Musk or Russia or China, somebody made Bitcoin and gave the narrative of decentralization and all this stuff like new currency and all that stuff to sell people on it, right? And you make a lot of money. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're all making money on this so that we can be okay with adopting it. But when it comes down to it and it changes, all that street shit, all that hiding money, you're never going to be able to hide your money no more. You know what I'm saying? Because once they kill the dollar, the paper dollar, and it's all on the blockchain, you can't lie about your taxes.
Right.
You can't hide, transactions because everything is digital. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I like it because I fucking hate cash. You know what I mean? Like, it's annoying, it's dirty, you got to fucking deposit it, you got to carry it, you get fucking robbed for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't even touched money in I don't even know how long. You know what I mean? I'd rather.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounded fly, but go ahead.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like that at the fuck Diddy, but
the little dollar shit. Look at that shit.
Change. I mean, like, who the fuck wants change? You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway.
That's funny. No, just to kind of pick up where you left off, like a homegirl of mine at work was like, "Yo, you got change for a 5?"
Like, what?
So I was like, "Yo, it's 2024. You still have cash?" I told her, I'm like, "Ew, no." She was like, "What do you mean? You don't carry cash?" I was like, "No, I don't. Can't remember the last time I carried cash like that for real."
I think the conspiracies come from knowing what's coming, but being ignorant to it as if it's like an evil thing, right? Like when the internet came out, there was people that thought the internet was going to be short-lived and it was evil. You know what I'm saying? When they went away from horse-drawn carriages to fucking cars, people were like, oh, like, you know, it's evil. You know what I mean? Like it's the Illuminati or whatever. They make up whatever that, you know, because like science has been telling us this is where we're going for a long time. We're going to have flying cars. Now we're going to have drones. The first consumer drone comes out next year for a single passenger. And it's like, you know, 30-minute flight time. It's finally going to happen. And 10 years from now, we'll probably have 4-seaters that are probably like 150K, 200K that you can, you know, go to Austin and fly your family there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to see that in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
It's
but,
crazy.
you know, people always want to associate like evil stuff with it or like not embrace new technology. I'm excited for it. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's what it is, man. It's just tech. You're investing in tech. When you're investing in real projects like, you know, Chainlink, XRP. XRP is money. XRP is literally, you know, fast transactions. Hedera is that and a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Chainlink is, you know, the way it is, you know, got all these major financial backings and partnership with institutions. Basically, that's going to be the company that sets up the new system for, you know, fast transactions and communicating with all different banks interlinked, you know, to the same time.
Yeah.
The other thing of it is like, say you want to sell your car, right? How do I know that you own that car?
The title.
Okay. What if the
Oh, you
title?
were asking, my bad.
Yeah. How would I know that you really own your car?
Yeah, the title, right?
Yeah. Well, you could counterfeit a title,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do I know the history of that car? I got to go fucking pull up a Carfax and all that shit.
And you ain't trying to do all that.
Yeah, and it's all different systems, right? This company Chainlink fixes all that. They're trying to push for, you know, tokenization and you guys might know it as NFTs,
Right.
right? Okay.
Right.
What do you know what an NFT is?
They say it's
Non-fungible token.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Non-fungible token. Yeah.
Okay.
I said fidgeable, but the same thing.
Fungible,
Mexican.
fungible. You know. So imagine if everything was interconnected, all these systems are interconnected, like the titling department for your vehicle or your house or whatever, right? And instead of, you know, having this complicated, you know, system to where it's like, I got to get my title, now I got to go to the title shop and then deal with all that paperwork and all this dated shit. If we could just fucking do the transaction on the phone, you know what I'm saying? And I can prove to you my ownership and I can sell you the tokenized asset, you know what I'm saying? Like the car or the house or whatever it is. And it's that fast. It's seamless and transition.
Gotcha.
But the transaction, I can see the title company disappearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why
for
would you
sure.
need that? Why would you need the title office if our entire infrastructure is set up on the blockchain and modernized? You don't need to go do the registration because you can do everything from your phone.
Yeah, and completely transparent.
And completely transparent. Legal,
Yeah.
locked in. You can't lie about it. You can't
Wow.
counterfeit it.
Okay.
You know
I'm
what
with
I'm saying?
that.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
I see the pushback though. Now I see why it will get a bad rap. Like, don't go that drug dealers use that shit. Right?
I think that you know, what kind of woke me up to it is really, man, it's just like when the news tells you something's bad, look into it a little bit more.
Right. Go do the
When it
research
tells
a
you
little
something's
bit.
good, be a little more cautious of it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because Bitcoin has been called a scam its entire existence. It still is called a scam. Oh, it's too high. It's 100K now. You know what I'm saying? But it was too high when it was 20K. It was too high when it was 5K, 8K. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shoot, it was too high when it was like $100
yeah, exactly.
at one point.
You know, it was a black market money back then. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's gonna go to zero. And this, you know, it's like, and it hasn't. Now we're here at 100,000, and you know, people are late to the boat. You know what I'm saying? Like the ship has sailed.
That was a StarCraft tournament. This is maybe 20.
What? You play StarCraft?
No, I used to watch it. I used to watch.
I'm a fucking beast.
No, so check it. There was a tournament, right? And person that got 5th place, 35 coins of Bitcoin.
Wow, that's crazy. He probably threw that shit away.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, $3.5 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's
that goes to a lot of other shit when you think about like investing, right?
Yeah,
You know,
let's get to that,
People
'cause-
can't really see. Nobody thinks in the future, right? They only think about right now and what that means to me today.
so. Before you get on to that, is there a difference between investing in cryptocurrency versus investing in stock?
Oh, absolutely. There's volatility, like extreme volatility in the crypto market. People think because Trump's coming in and because he's pro crypto that it's just all of a sudden magically just going to change the whole landscape and the economics of the crypto world. I think that we're going to have an amazing 2025, maybe even a really good early 2026. and then the bear market's going to come and reality's going to hit. There's going to be a crash. Everybody's going to lose their fucking ass. They're going to call it a scam, and then it's a reset. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a market. Big bank takes little bank.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you'll get the rug pulled from under you, like buying the fucking Hawk-Tua meme and all that shit. When you're investing in crypto, you're going against whales. You're going against billionaires and millionaires. You know what I'm saying? You think all these meme coins just exist and randomly go 1,000x because a bunch of, you know, average people like us bought into it and it went up? Nah, it's because you're getting fucking played. You know what I mean? The people that created it are gonna pull the rug from under you. There are safe projects. There are government compliant projects, and those are the only ones that I invest in. I have never invested in a meme coin ever, and I never will.
Yeah.
It's gambling, and it's for the average dude. You know what I'm saying? The people that can't really comprehend or learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, it might be fun. If I had a gambling addiction, maybe I'll do it. You know what I mean? But
So you seen the dude that lost, what was it, 80K
on
the Hawk-Tua? Yeah.
yeah.
And he tried to reach out to them, and probably no response.
Nah, they're not going to respond. And I don't even think she'll go to jail for that because there's not a lot of regulation on meme coins. That's going to come. I bet you anything.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you anything in the first 6 months, something's going to happen in Congress and they're going to kill meme coins in some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in the bank at Bank of America and seen some lady crying because she got fucked on a Donald Trump coin. You know what I mean? Like, somebody made a scam coin and sold her a coin and it was completely worthless and she dropped like her life savings on her, like tens of thousands of dollars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then another time I went to the bank and I literally a phone call talking about fucking crypto or whatever, and somebody lost a ton of money there. So, you know, people are gonna get screwed, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like any other hustle. You know what I mean? But when you're in crypto, there's tons of legitimate projects that are making its way over to more traditional finance platforms like stock exchange and stuff like that. Like Bitcoin has its EFTs, and you got MicroStrategy. You know, XRP is going to have an ETF coming. Not EFTs, ETFs. Hedera HBAR is the one I'm big on. You know, they got they had an application for an ETF a couple months ago. It should be maybe 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, where the ETF drops, that puts them in the stock exchange, and it gives traditional investors that would never buy crypto access and exposure to be able to buy cryptocurrency.
Gotcha.
So, you know, it's changing. The whole game is changing. You know what I'm saying? But to sum it up, man, like, it's no different than buying Apple back in 1990. You know what I mean?
Or Amazon
or something like that early on. You know, like, my whole, you know, after selling the businesses, especially, man, like, I've been in the crypto space since 2017, and, you know, I lost money in 2017. I put a couple G's in. I didn't lose money. I learned a lesson. You know what I'm saying? 2021 came around. I made good money then. You know what I mean? Like, really good money. You know, started with 1,500, flipped that, took that, flipped it again, and, you know, played the cycle or whatever and did good with it. And then now this one, you know, I'm setting myself up to, you know,
to really cash.
To really fucking, like, change my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do whatever the fuck I want type of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck you, money.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
You know, but it took years to learn that. You know what I mean? Like, the majority of people, and when I say average, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean just people in general, the average American.
Sure.
You know,
Edgar's.
You know, like, people don't know how to research, man. Like, people be asking me, yo, what should I buy? I'm like, dude, no one fucking told me what to buy. I just wouldn't learned it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I research these projects. I talk to my boy about crypto or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we bounce ideas, you know, and we talk about stuff or whatever. But I've spent shit, man. I don't even fucking know. I think my screen time is like 9 hours a day times 7 days a week for 3 years already, nonstop, getting ready for this cycle. You know what I'm saying? And when I say cycle, is that crypto historically has came in 4-year cycles. You know what I'm saying? Since its inception, like since 2008, 2012, 16, 2020, 2021, 24. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it's had its big, you know, it's changing a little bit. I think Trump will change the space, but for now, it cycles.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So hold on real quick. So do not ask Ricky what to buy.
I'll tell you what to buy. Nah, man. I'll give, like.
That was my next question, man, was like, you know, and not to hold you to it, but like, give us some actionable steps, right? If I had an X amount of dollars right now and your best
Fuck,
advice.
come on, Squirrels. Let's pull our phones out, man. Let's get to it. Because we said we was going to do it. Let's
Go
do
ahead.
it.
You got AI, right? You told me earlier that you've been using ChatGPT to research cryptos. You could ask ChatGPT right now, what are some safe cryptocurrency projects that you could foresee still being around in 10 years? And then start getting really deep and detailed into those AI questions, right? Because it's not going to give you all the answers. It's going to give you what it's, biased opinion, because ChatGPT is biased. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you every correct answer. It just gives you a kind of a summed down, version of it.
Yeah.
But look for projects that have real backing, that have real partnerships with people. Hedera has probably the biggest governing council of any project out there. I mean, they're backed by IBM, Google, SpaceX, fucking Boeing. You know what I'm saying? Like all sorts of shit, man. Like they're literally going to space with SpaceX to use their technology and satellites to do transaction from satellites. You know what I'm saying? Chainlink. Type in ChatGPT. Who is Chainlink partnered with? And then start researching their partners and see what they do. Swift. Like, do you know what Swift is? It used to be on the back of every single credit card and debit card in the world.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the communication platform for all financial institutions in the world, the biggest financial institutions in the world. You know what I'm saying? So, Chainlink's partnering with them to update the technology to facilitate transactions for every financial institution in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So. Don't you think that has a lot more value than the Hawk-Tua meme?
You would think, right?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Right.
But people don't think like that, because the reason meme coins have hype is because people think like, I'm going to make money now. Like,
right.
I'm going to put this money in, I'm going to 100x my $1,000, and I'm going to make 100 racks, and I'm good. Fucking go buy a Lambo. But 99.9% of the time, that shit don't happen. They get fucking wrecked. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to play the market, or they don't understand that these meme coins are created by people that are going to pull the fucking rug from under you. You know what I'm saying? The only way to make money on meme coins usually is to get in super fucking early, right? And then be ready for those. As soon as you hit your 20x or your 50x or 60x or whatever it is, then you get out. Right. And you don't put a lot in there, because I would never put more than a couple grand into a meme coin, because the buyers, the creators, they're watching that shit. They hold the whole circulating supply. So as soon as people put money in, they dump coins, they sell coins, and they take your money. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of, getting in early, what's the minimum
to see a
significant marginal difference to like be like, oh, I came up? Okay. Don't worry about it, Ricky.
Nah, I'll tell you.
Hey,
average person money, not Ricky money. Average person money.
Man. Okay, so let's just say you have a good job, and you make, I don't know, man, $50K a year, $40K a year.
Sure.
Decent job, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you make a little extra money and you can spend some money. In my mind now, the way compared to the way I used to think a couple years ago, I stopped wasting a lot of money on personal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go out to eat, you spend $100 to go out to eat. That $100 could be a 20x, right? What's 20 times 100? $2,000 in the next cycle. In this cycle, had you put $100 into Hedera 2 months ago, you'd have $600, $700 today. You know what I'm saying? If you put $1,000 2 months ago, you'd have $6,000, $7,000 today, and we haven't even hit the bull cycle yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump isn't even in yet. None of this legislation has even happened yet. Realistically, that $100 by the end of the bull run for Hedera could be $2,000. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. You put in 5 racks and you do a 20x. What's 5 times 20? $100,000. So how much you invest is completely up to you. Like, you invest what you're okay with losing, but you can't lose in good projects. And you only lose when you sell. If you sell when you're down, then you lost, right? Sure. But if you hold on to it for 4 or 5 years, then you win. The thing with Bitcoin being $100,000, it didn't happen overnight. It happened since 2008.
Like 10, 15 years.
So 2008 is 16 years.
Yeah.
Right? 2024, 16 years. So, the thing with Bitcoin, I think that what I've learned from that, it's not, people didn't win and just like make a shit ton of money. It didn't go based off of how much you invested that determined how much you made. It's how long you held on to it for.
Yeah.
You You know what I mean?
Diamond hands.
Yeah, diamond hands. If you would have got in even in 2020, it was like $5,000 in 2020 or $6,000, something like that. AGs.
Sheesh.
So do the math on that. If you would have bought one Bitcoin for $5,000-$6,000, you'd have $100,000 today, right? And if you hold on another 10 years, you might have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million,
Yeah.
$10 million. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm getting at is that like investing in general, whether it's traditional finance in the stock market or Roth IRA or whatever, right? Crypto, like you can't always just think for the now. Like these moves that I made today, I've been planning for years already. You know what I'm saying? Like when I made money in 2021, I knew that in 2022 and 2023 and even 24 that it was time to get in and look for those bottoms. You know what I'm saying? The bottom of the cycle, the low prices, and buy in. I got in Hedera at 4 cents, right?
Yeah.
It's at 30 cents today. It's probably up right now. You know, by the time Trump comes in, I expect it to be around $1. By spring, maybe 2, 3, who knows? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a 50, 60x, maybe 100x. You know? So, you know, researching, knowing what projects you want to get into, like, and not wanting like instant gratification, knowing that you're going to put money in and you're going to forget about it until it's time to pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely psychology, man. It's like, it's really fucking hard to be watching your shit fluctuate like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, go from X amount to this amount and drop so many numbers in a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
So let me ask you this: would you put all in on one coin, or would you like put it in like in increments on certain?
So I'm invested in 5 projects right now.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll tell you what it is. It's Hedera, Chainlink, Polygon, this one project called 1 Inch.
Pause.
And pause. And then and then I have one gamble. It's called SPA. It's
Okay.
called Sparax. It's a decentralized finance. It's a DeFi project, right? Basically, it's an exchange where you go and you buy like meme coins and all sorts of other shit,
Gotcha.
and people,
Okay.
you know, whatever. So, you know, it got it for like under a penny, and it shot to 3 cents, and then it's back down and it's fluctuating. But anyway, so I'm only in a few projects because there's over 2,500 or 2,000 cryptocurrencies. 99% of them are garbage. Just like on the stock exchange, yeah, you got your S&P, you know, you got all that stuff. You got the top players in the Dow, you know, top 100 or whatever. No one fucking knows all the companies out there. A lot of these shell companies are bullshit companies that are nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you feel more comfortable putting your money in Apple than you do some random stock that you have no idea what it is or what it's going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So same thing goes for crypto. There's plenty of fucking scams out there. There's projects that are here today that won't be here next week. There's projects that are here this cycle that won't be here next cycle, and you gotta do your research on those. So, you know, the majority of people, they go based off of hype. So like, I bet you know what XRP is, right? Or of it, because
I'm familiar with it.
but why? Why do you know it?
So there's a couple rappers. Well, really one rapper mentioned it. Shout out to Russell. He mentioned it, and then a couple of guys from work.
But have you researched it? Have you looked into it? Have you read anything about it? Have you read the white paper?
No.
Exactly. Neither have they. A lot of them haven't. You know what I'm saying? The majority haven't. Not knocking your boys or anybody that told you about it.
Right.
But the majority of people, when they're talking about these projects and stuff like that, they don't know anything about it.
They just hear the name and how popular it is, and they just hear
Exactly.
invest. Okay.
Exactly. And they get emotional attachment to it. I don't have emotional attachment to the projects that I'm invested in. I believe in them because I've actually researched what they do and who they're connected to.
Gotcha.
I don't have XRP because, in my opinion, XRP is playing a little bit of a dangerous game. Like they're backing bricks and they want their technology used all over the world. And you know what I'm saying? Like they're probably working with China and Russia and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's gonna come of that. Trump might be like, yo, like, you know, you can't work with them, and then what? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they got kicked off of the exchanges for 3 years because the SEC was targeting them, and that was probably politically charged. Like Biden probably came in and, you know, for whatever reason, or the Gary Gensler from the SEC came in and targeted them for one specific reason. You know, who knows? But hype isn't everything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
just because they're popular doesn't mean that, you know, their use case is actually valuable and that they're going to be here for the long term. You know what I mean? Chainlink and Hedera, if you look them both up, they do a million times more they have a million times more use case than XRP does.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. It's literally like read the fucking white paper, read every article about them, spend the hours and days, you know what I'm saying, researching those projects, and you'll see why they're more important to the space and to the world than XRP is.
Gotcha.
So anyway, you know, doing your research, learning about it. But, you know, when it comes to money and going all in from what you said, like with me, man, like it's like the more successful I've become, the less I've wanted. You know, 3 years ago, dude, 2 years ago, my Porsche was always full with Amazon boxes and shoe boxes and clothes and, just all sorts of shit that we don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like cars, man, I was fucking switching cars every other week. You know, I had the new Sequoia, the new Jeep, the new this, the new that, you know, $20,000-$30,000 down payment here, $20,000 down payment there. You know what I'm saying? Switching up cars. I'm like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, I went electric. I sold my shit, got my money out, sold my whip, and bought a fucking electric Mercedes for $599 down and $599 a month.
And it's nice.
It's the big body.
I see it.
Yeah, but they couldn't sell it. So when my boy told me, I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll go check it out. You know what I mean? Like, and I looked at it, I'm like, yo, this is a $120,000 car. It's $599 a month because nobody was buying electric vehicles.
Right.
Also, a lot of people lost their ass because when there was a car shortage in 2021 and the news was telling you that, oh, there's chip shortages in China this and the pandemic this and that, and everyone went out to buy a car, right?
They did.
They did. I bought a car at that time. And then immediately after, the 1 year after, you're fucking $30,000 upside down in your car because you bought at a fucking peak when the dealerships were taking advantage of everybody. There was no real shortage. It was a man-made, made-up bullshit shortage. There's no housing shortage. It's just telling you that so you can go out and rush and buy a house at a higher interest rate, at a higher price, and in 3-4 years from now, it's probably all come crashing down.
Right.
The crypto shit is the same thing, man. Don't believe the hype. If everybody's telling you to buy, it's probably time to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Warren Buffett said, buy when there's blood in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Or be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. Mm-hmm. That's how you got to live life. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get sucked into the hype of bullshit when everyone's fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
Back in 2021, I had a homeless dude come up to me at Holy Smoke. Dude had like the brightest yellow teeth I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely a fiend. And he had fucking crypto on his phone, and he was trying to school me on fucking crypto. And I'm like, and then sure enough, fucking 6 months later, everything crashed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the masses don't know shit, man. They're just they're just regurgitating what they hear on the news and uninformed, info, and it's just,
Yeah.
So anyway, as far as going all in, man, invest what you can afford to invest, but my recommendation as a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about like the culture and everything that, we're influenced by, right? Like the hustler, rappers and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
The
like
Jays, the Nips.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nip, actually the to me, you know what I'm saying? Like he's one of the most influential because, he was talking about Bitcoin way back.
Way
you know what I
back,
mean?
yeah.
Like way back. You know what I mean? Like he was like with it, you know what I'm saying? And talking about it publicly and trying to educate people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I love, the nice shit. I love, you know what I'm saying, the watches and the cars, and I like a nice house and, going out to dinner here and there and stuff like that. But like I said, the more I have, the less I want. And the more I'm realizing every time I spend money now, I'm like, that $100 or that $1,000 could be 20 times or 30 times or more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, $180 pair of shoes, it's nice to have it, but I haven't looked at your shoes until I just,
Say something about it.
Says something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares except for you, right? But in 20 years from now, you will think at some point, right? If you didn't make investments now and you don't set yourself up for retirement, I wish I would have done this earlier. I wish I would have bought what my boy told me to buy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the whole point of this, man. What I'm saying is that, like, we all want instant gratification. We don't think about our future. We only think about the now. You know what I mean? And like when you make a little money and you want to shine and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. But the reality is like it takes a few $1 million to retire. And the majority of people are never really going to see retirement because they never prepared for it or educated themselves.
True.
You know, we're just stuck in our ways and our system, and we want good shit today. We want to eat good today, but we don't think about tomorrow.
How would you define, or what would you, if someone asked you like, yo, are you financially free?
I wake up when I want. I get to spend all the time I want with my kids. I get to see my wife every single day, go to the gym with her. Dog, I go to the gym at 11 o'clock. You know who else is there at 11 o'clock? Doctors and lawyers. It's fucking dead. There ain't nobody else there.
Yeah.
And influencers with no jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like life is fucking good. Like, yeah, man, like I'm free. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most
awesome.
part.
That's
You know what I mean?
beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I never had that before. I was a slave to my own businesses. You know what I mean? Like I was working hard and like killing myself to have this dream that was, you know, seemed cool at the time. Like I can do all this. I can have all these employees. I can build this empire. You know what I mean? But like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get to have a nice, peaceful day. I got fucking stress and anxiety all the time because of, you know, shit could come crumbling down and I can go bankrupt at any moment, or I got a alcoholic fucking partner, or I got some dude that's fucking leeching money off of me, or, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all sorts of, you know, stress and drama that comes with being an entrepreneur and owning all these businesses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
freedom is, you know, financial freedom is being able to do what you want when you want, never have to answer to anybody or worry about how you're going to pay your bills tomorrow.
That's real.
So people can have that if you sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's tons of ways to get it, man. Like you'll figure it out one day, and I really do think like the way the world's going with technology and AI and all that stuff, this shit, all the work that you're putting in now for the last several years that you've been doing this, if you don't stop in 10 years from now, you never know, man. Maybe you'd be fucking one of the biggest, you know, podcast, you know, pages, channels in the country. You know what I'm saying? In the hip hop space, you know, in the culture, right? But, and you know, it takes time and it takes a long time to get there or whatever. But I think you can do it. I think if anybody could do it, you could do it because you've been consistent.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But you also got to start thinking about investing like that, because just like, you know, and you love this enough to keep putting in the work to where you don't care about tomorrow because you love it and you're going to be consistent with it, and you're thinking like, you know, future, right? Like you're still going to be here in the future.
Yeah.
You got to start thinking about your money like that. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
hey,
real.
do I really need this today? Because I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to take care of myself in 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like every dollar you get, you know, should be going into investing. Actually, one of the biggest influences that I've had recently has been, you know, who's a friend of mine now is the guy that bought Ike Chula's, Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of blew my mind when I talked to him. I was like, because I asked him straight up, I'm like, yo, man, like you bought 2 businesses for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you get to where you're at? And he told me, he's like, you know, he was in the military. He's almost 50 years old. He's like 48 or 49. And he's like, got in the military at 18. And ever since 18, that he's invested 50% of his income into the market. Right? So he built his portfolio up and he has all his accounts and investments, stuff like that. So do the math on that. You're 48 years old and you've been investing for
30 years.
For 30 years, half of your income. And then you become a military, Air Force, you know, higher up. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what level he said it was, but it was high up. Like he's worked with NASA. He's worked with all sorts of, you know, big government entities and consulting and all sorts of shit, right? So you've been investing half of every dollar you've ever made and have lived small your entire life. And now you never have to work again if you wanted to. You bought these businesses for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But it's not unattainable for any of us. You just have to have that type of discipline
yes,
and consistency to do it. And whether it's $100 a month or every other month, it doesn't matter. At least if you're working towards that goal, you don't got to have big money like that to be like working towards it. You know what I'm saying? Because we always think as guys, I think especially, like we're not going to live that long.
Right.
But man, you might just be fucking 80 one day. You know what I'm saying? You might wake up and be 80, 50 years, you know what I'm saying? You know, 40 something years, 42 years. Imagine how much you'd have in the bank if you invested $100 a month into, you know, a good interest earning, you know what I'm saying, account, you know, or learn crypto and, you know, 100 extra money every cycle and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you learn the system, you learn the cycles, you learn the right projects to invest in, you know when to get in, you buy when no one's talking about it. I bought in 2022 and 2023 when everyone lost all their money. You know what I'm saying? I made a post this time last year. All right.
I remember you shared it.
No one is talking about it today. What crypto y'all are buying? And only a couple of my friends talked about it. I'm buying this, I'm buying that. Cause fucking dude, everything was crazy down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, dude, buying Chainlink at $5, $8, like it's already at 30 something. You know what I'm saying? Like 30. You know, I hit 30 today. You know?
Dang.
Like, again, not thinking about how much I'm gonna make today or tomorrow. It's thinking about like if I plant this here today, I know in 2 years from now or 3 years from now it's gonna be good. And when the cycle reaches its peak, I sell. And then I buy back in when it drops down and everybody's struggling again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to learn how to play the system, man.
I appreciate those gems, man, for sure.
I'll give you my plays if you really want to start investing. I'll tell you when I'm getting in, when I'm getting out. I'll give you my play, but you know I'm not responsible for your shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not financial advice.
Put the disclaimer in small print down here.
Invest in what you love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
you know
what
me,
you
I love
really are
video
passionate
games.
about. What do you consume? You love video games, dude. Fucking millions of people play video games.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I spend, I won't say millions, but a lot of money on
and when
2K
Grand
and
Theft
Grand
Auto
Theft
drops,
Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Like the gaming side of it on crypto, we can talk about that a little bit because I know that's more up your alley and that's interesting, right? I think Ready Player One is going to happen.
Oh yeah,
Like it's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen too.
Yeah, because when AI takes over, I made a post about this earlier or whatever, and I wasn't taking no shots at no real estate agents or tax people and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my stripper friends have gone on to become real estate agents or tax professionals. You know what I mean? Like,
Nice. Get to the money.
yeah, get your money.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out
But
to all the YNs and the Eggers. You know what I'm
all
saying?
these jobs are going to fucking disappear, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a conspiracy. Like, it's going to happen. It's just going to take time.
Yeah.
You know? Why would I hire cooks if a robot arm can make hot chicken? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know, it's never going to take days off. It's never going to call in sick. It's never going to get injured, right? Why would I, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would still have the human element there.
No, for
but,
sure.
you know, anyway, as far as gaming goes, dude, like, people are going to be, that's going to be like a career.
Yeah. And I honestly think in GTA 6, personally, there's people that's talking about it, about the real estate that's going to be inside that game, the stuff that people are going to be doing within the game, where there's businesses and things of that nature. So, yeah.
And don't be surprised you start making money on it with crypto or some sort of blockchain payment system, you know what I mean? Like, to where they're giving you rewards and paying you off of, you know, in the game. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man. Facts. Well, Ricky, man, appreciate you the insight, man.
Always, man. You're always welcome here, bro.
Yes,
as soon as
man.
some shit jumps off, man, come through. Let's chop
Anything you
it
got
up.
going on, let us know, bro.
I know the money shit and the business shit gets a little. It's like, you know, it's not super entertaining. It's not like, to me it is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but I think people need to hear it because,
But-
like you said, we're getting up there in age and the way our audience is, you know what I mean? Especially from our demographic is obviously our age group and a little younger, like, you know, late 20s, you know what I'm saying? Where people are getting into their 30s and they got to learn this stuff.
See, but outside of the most recent like viral video, whatever, like we found our demographic, man, and they're our age.
Yeah,
It's
they're our
fucking
age.
millennials. They got okay to good jobs or whatever, but they're looking for that nest egg, right? Or if they don't already have it or established it. So honestly,
combos
these convos I think
needed.
are super needed, man. On top of you know, us showing our love for Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
I love talking shit though, man. It's just like, you know, that's the thing though, man. Like, I used to think, I'm now that I'm not so tied up into the businesses to where it's like all I think about all the time. Now I find myself being able to think a little bit more about entertainment and pop culture, hip hop culture, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, for the last 3-4 years, I've been like a fucking zombie in business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And cool, like I'm coming down to earth again, right? And it's fun, but I can't turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, it's like, cool, this is funny, but this is a distraction. This is more important to me, right? But, you know, keep doing what you're doing, man, because I've told you a dozen times already, like, you guys got something special. You know what I'm saying? And I really do think that everything you're doing now is going to be worth it 15 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, 10 years from now, like you'll get there one day. You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure.
And you might make big fucking bank.
all right, man. Next week announcements.
Next week announcement, what we got, man?
Hey, we going on Christmas break, bro, because I'm fucking tired.
Oh, yeah, Christmas
Tired,
break for
bro.
sure.
Even though the content don't stop. And word to Ricky, man, he pointed some shit out a while back that's stuck in the back of my head.
Talk to me.
Where he was like, bro, we collectively, Mazi's World, got so much content that I just need to go back to the archives and
just
start
repurpose everything.
repurposing some shit that a lot of
Facts.
people haven't really seen. So
The way you're dropping your reels,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I told you so. I don't know if you remember. I told you stop
sure
making
did.
it over, stop overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
Stop adding all this shit. Just drop it with the highlight and boom, and then
And captions and
the
it's out of
captions,
there.
and that's it.
facts.
Yeah.
But
But
y'all
yeah.
killing it, man. The
Thank you.
content's dope.
Appreciate you.
it, man. But yeah, so we just the next they won't see a new fresh episode till January 6th, man. But in the meantime, we're gonna cook up some content like we do,
Yeah, man.
and we'll drop it, man. But otherwise, man, it's been a great year, man.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal year, man.
Wait, y'all done for the year?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
last one.
this
man.
is the last
Oh,
episode
shit,
for the
man, I
year.
appreciate
You the
it.
guy, man.
Yeah, man. So you want to give an end of the year shout outs or something? Like the team, what's up?
Y'all, man. I mean, you guys, my wife, my kids, my family, my people, my team, Perfect Tender, El Camino, all that stuff. I'm happy, man. It's like it feels good to, not be thinking about work and losing everything I have 24/7. Dude,
I will say, man, you feel a little, you seem a little lighter, man.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, you
got a
look-
little pep in your step.
Yeah, you look good out here, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Losing weight, you know what I'm saying, and out here working hard.
yeah, man. But I get to go to the fucking gym and not stress.
Yeah.
The stress has decreased a lot, and I think that helped a lot. Like,
That
I
helps,
feel
too.
I could sleep better. I'm sleeping better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah.
I ain't got to
Edgar's-
use the CPAP no more. Like, I feel like I can
Hell
fucking
yeah.
breathe.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like,
Edgar's ain't on your head top.
dude, man, I love Eggers, man.
That's what- I don't think that-
I used to fucking be
That's
one.
what I'm
like,
saying,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Like,
I think people got the wrong impression when you said that shit, but of course, people made it racial.
Of course.
they always do, man.
They
Fuck
always
the
do.
news. I don't give a shit no more. I used to like when I had everything going on, I really cared about like the relationships. But dude, after they fucking played me like that with the nonstop, and my editor friends all told my writer friends all told me, but like they fucking hate working for the news. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate working for my essay and Express and all that stuff. They're like terrible fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they paint themselves as liberal, but then they back, fucking fucked up conservative policies, and then they fucking play me on some, dumb shit. They blow this fucking thing up and it goes worldwide because I made a fucking joke about a haircut. But then you got alleged sex offender fucking restaurant owners, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting called out and they don't say shit.
Don't say nothing.
They don't say nothing.
You
know what I mean?
Turn computer time to go. Like,
Yeah,
nah.
exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Cherry picking ass.
Exactly,
Right.
man. Fuck that, man. Like I said, it really opened my eyes to, like it's what the right wing conspiracy theorists like. It's all fake news. It is fake news. It's all fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
for
Like
sure.
they take the story, they paint it the way they want to, they run with it. All they give a shit about is clickbait.
Yeah.
The majority of the information you're reading is not accurate.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway, it is what it is.
For sure.
Listen, man. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, man. To Mazi's World. 2025 is about to be crazy. Skrills, any shout out for 24?
Yeah, we picking sides in 2025, bitch.
Facts. Shout out to the viewership. Shout out, Ricky. Appreciate you pulling up for 106. Skrills, my dog.
Come on, man.
Listen. My dog for life.
Facts, bro.
Till the wheels fall off, man. We had this talk.
What is that sample from?
It's P Money.
P Money.
We'll play you after. We'll play you the video afterwards. But she's spinning in the chair.
Remember?
Remember Olga?
Oh shit.
That was her.
Yeah. Sativa. What the fuck's her name?
Yeah, Santiva.
Whatever. Her
AKA P
government.
Money, AKA Peanut.
That's the
Hold
one
your head up, ma.
Hold your
Someone
head
that
up.
got away.
Free P, I guess.
Peanut.
Whatever. Lambo, love you. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Lambo, yo.
The real brains behind this
Come on,
operation.
man.
Nah, facts, man. That's a fact. And the whole team here at the OCD Creates, man.
Sure.
It's 25 is looking very bright.
Facts.
And we about to get to this crypto money.
Yeah, but
Stock money.
there's still plenty of opportunities, man. Just fucking look for the projects. Polygon, fucking Loop Ring, all sorts of shit. Loop Ring partnered with GameStop. You remember that one? Do you
Here
know
we
anything
go.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a long time ago. Remember, it had its spike. It went from like fucking 6 cents to like fucking $4 or $3 or some shit. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Gaming, man. Like, if you love gaming, invest
Gaming's
in
the future, people. Look, man. And on that note, we'll holler at y'all, man. Your boy Mazi. Ricky. Peace.
Maserati.
So focused, I just need some meaning to my name. Plus, I'm cheating with these codes. If you thinking it's a game, that's real talk.